By looking into this JIRA board, can you just really make out the sense of which task is blocked by which task? By looking at the comments, and in this 40 seconds, I am just trying to develop a one JIRA Insights Scrum board or JIRA Insights powered with AI. So if I jump back to the other screen, yeah, so if you just click on this behind the scenes, it will make the LLM API call, the AI Gen AI API call. It will go through all the tickets what I just brought in this screen, right? It will go through all the Scrum board, it will look into the comments and give the summary. But before we reach to this stage, in this video, first we will try to, create this task. So let's begin and then stay tuned if you want to follow along with me. Just follow along this video series, which just tells about bringing AI to the enterprise world. That's the sole purpose of this new series. And here we are using the Jira board tool. Plus, we would be solving the real use cases with Jira board with AI. So let's start. So first thing first, in this video, certainly we are not going to create this one, but to prepare for this one, what we are going to do is that we will try to create a single task, kind of dummy task on this Jira board, and we will read that task. And then in next series, we would be creating this task automatically. So first in this video, we would be doing like Jira API automation, so that via Jira API automation, we would be creating all these tasks Scrum board without wasting any more time. Let's start on it. So just follow along with me. So for that, what you need to do is that first thing, sign up for the Jira portal. And once you sign up for the portal, you need to give the workspace name. So for me, the workspace name is this one, Enterprise AI. You can give any name, but remember the workspace name together, it forms your Jira domain or Jira URL, which you need to give it when you invoke the Jira APIs. So I believe you have already signed up the Atlassian portal. And the next step is that let's create the API token. So for you, this board will not be visible, right? Because this is something we will be creating together in this video series. So for now, the step two is after you signing up, you give the enterprise workspace name, and then you just go to, by the way, it's 30 days free premium version. So you do not need to pay anything just for experiment like kid. Go for this. You go to account settings on your profile, create the API token because you need API token to call the Jira APIs. You go to security tab, directly go to over here, create and manage API tokens. And then you click on create API token, give some name of token name, set the validity date, expiry date for this token. I think it takes one week. Just copy this and copy this into your environment variables in Python or copy somewhere because you are not going to see this token again unless you have to create new. I'll just remove it because I have already some set of tokens. Yeah, my token is almost valid for today. Yeah, looks good. And what I'm going to do is now the third step is after you get the API tokens, what you need to do is for me, I have already created the projects, right? And under each project, there is a Scrum board like you can see over here, right? So now for you, let's start from a scratch. For you, it would be like this. So you just click on plus on the create project on your left navigation and select the Scrum template because we want to create the Scrum board. So I select here, I'll go for use template, go for company manage, maybe it gives some more options, more customization. And I would say, let's say test project. Okay, this project already exists. So I would say cool project. I mean, I'm just getting some name. So it identifies key. This is project key and project key is something CP. You will need it. I just copied when you make API call. So while it creates a project, you want to invite some team. Without team, there is no Scrum board, right? So feel free to invite team members. You can just Google out how to add teams to the project on Jira. Search it out if you could not find any options. So if you do not find any information, just shoot me a comment. I'll reply to that comment. But for me, I have already added some team members so that I can assign tasks to these team members. I'll invite them. You can skip it if you don't want to do it now. So now project is created and this is Scrum board. It created automatically with the key as a CP name and the board edit to the suffix over here. You can see I'll go to backlog. And what we are going to do is simple. I will just create a dummy task and then we are going to read the task via API. That's the only thing we are doing. So I'm just saying dummy task for test, enter. So this task is there it's CP1 is the task ID, right? So I'll just open this task. Let me add some description because we are going to read this task, right? What I'm going to do is in the description, this is dummy task just to read this task via API. And once we read, we will get idea what fields need to supply when we create task. Yeah, actually we are doing for the same purpose. So we are just reading this task. So we will just read the task. And let me give some story points. Yeah, priority is medium. Let's keep it same. More fields. Yeah, let's open. So these are, I guess, these are custom fields. So story points. So there are some standard field, custom field. So I would say story point like for two, for example, for this guy, let me put three. Just play with anything. So three is there. So view this task is ready. Task ID is CP1. I think my code is almost ready. I'll just spin up the Jupyter lab over here. Let me go to Jira read issue, which I just created. I'm just importing the required libraries. Request, you want to call the Jira APIs. Then I'm just loading the environment. So I'm loading the environment variables. So my Jira API token is one of the environment variable. OpenAI API key, you do not need this. And by the way, this Jupyter Lab notebook would be there in the link in this video, would be there in this as a link in this video description so that you can just play around with your own project. And OpenAI API key, you do not need it now because ultimately in a future series, right, in a future videos, we will require it, but not now because we are going to call the LLM. I just added for my, I think I just copy pasted from my other video code. So my Jira API token, Jira domain and email and project key. These four things we require to invoke the any Jira API, bare minimum. I think the project key was CP, if you remember, right? If you do not remember, you can how you can find it out. You simply go to your this is your project, right? You go to over here project, click on project settings, and then this is your project key CP. This is what I am putting over here. So this code is run. Now I'm going to read a sample issue. Do you remember the for us the issue was CP-1, right? So I'll just go to quickly over here, go to over here, and yeah, I have to go to backlog. And this is the one, right? CP-1, right? This is issue ID. We will be reading this one. So what I need to do is to read one. By the way, how I got this code, right? I simply search on internet. I'll show you again. So Jira read issue API, and I'm getting this first one, get issue REST API. You go to over here. I click there, and then you simply go to not create issue. We want to basically get issue, right? Which is over here. Go to Python tab. I simply copy this code and replace the values with our value. That's how you simply call the code or write the code. I mean, that's what I feel. And and what I'm going to do is our issue key is this one. And this is the URL. So I just modified and I just added the Jira domain. Jira domain is this guy, right? This is the path, and this becomes issue ID is nothing but this one, right? And we are just calling the basic authentication. How it's coming from here, right? This is the class what we imported from this library. And then this is the authentication. For authentication, I am just giving your email address. So I mean my email address, but you have to give your email address which you use to sign up the Jira portal. Give the Jira API token, and that's it. And then let's run it. And now we got the data. So this is how you got to read. This is how you read any you read the Jira issues. So now what I'm doing is not this window, but I'll go to over here. I'll click on new tab, and here, if you see, right, if you just want to validate, this is our icon URL. I don't want that. But then let me go to description, right? So I'll just find it. Where is this? Yeah. So this is dummy task just to read this. So this is complete payload. You just read one issue via Jira API, and this is like complete payload. Just try to analyze at your time. This is homework if I want to give you. And these are the fields, various fields. What are the comments on that issue, right? But we have not given any comments, so that's why it's blank array. And that these are the some custom field which I was talking. So I think one of the was custom field. This is story points custom field. It is having 3.0. We have given the story points as 3.0. And this is a custom field. That's what I was referring. Rest are standard fields, right? The out of box field. Now, one thing which will not happen for your case is the story points will not be there for you. So I would like to give some extra R&D work to you. Sorry, that's my style. So just try to find out why for you story points is not visible. For me, story points is coming up, right? I had given 3.0. So just let me know. If it doesn't work, I'm going to cover up in my next video. I just want to make this video very short. I just want to give a very quick idea how to call JIRA API and then how you can read any specific one issue. So that's it for now. See you, and in the next video we would be creating the task, actually not read, but next time we are going to perform the post operation and we will be creating the list of tasks. So that's all for now, and just stay tuned on the way to applying AI to the enterprise apps. To begin with, Jira is the way. Thank you. Talk to you later.